So, good evening, welcome to Maths EAPCET crash course. So, today we will be doing the topic of conics, okay, and as we conclude tomorrow we will be doing some few topics that are very simple topics, complex numbers and De Moivre's theorem. Along with that, if possible, tomorrow itself we will be concluding by doing what is that? Partial fractions and mathematical induction, simple topics. So, with this we have completed all the topics that are there when it comes to your EAPCET crash course from Maths. Okay. Now, and also for each chapters we have done the PYQs. So, similar way we will do for the remaining topics, and after that, after the last class I will be giving you some guidelines pertaining to how you have to prepare for the remaining days and how I will be helping you from my side also. Clear? Fine. When it comes to conics, so what is a conic? It is a chapter in mathematics in intermediate, do not say like that. What is a conic? You are telling what is contained in conics, that is what? Parabola, hyperbola, ellipse. Circle is also a conic. Circle is also a conic, correct na? Circle is also a conic. So, what is a conic? Shapes. Then triangle should also be a conic. Square should also be a conic. If it is shapes, I am asking what is a conic? Why I am asking what is a conic? It does not matter what is a conic, they will not ask question. I am waiting for the page to load. So, for that to load, till that I am asking what is a conic. Okay, you should know what is a conic by intermediate level, that is it. Okay. So, conic means it is a locus of a point which moves in such a way that its distance from another point and its perpendicular distance to another line is same. Okay. It is fixed, it is same, that is called as a conic. Okay. That is what we call it as what? Eccentricity. That is what we call it as what? Eccentricity. Okay. Now, when you talk about conic, like I told you, from this you will be getting around an average 3 questions for TS and 3 questions for AP also. So, from conic you will be getting 3 questions, and when it comes to conic, most of you know the topic of conic because you already studied for intermediate, and definitely there have been questions that have come from conics, correct na? There have been questions that have come from conics. So, when we talk about this, the derivation itself is there. What is that? Y is equal to, not is that, not that one, y square is equal to 4ax, that parabola derivation itself is there, correct na? Which year, that is second year or first year? Second year. 2a, 2b, which one? 2a or 2b? 2b, correct na? So, you would have already studied and you would have remembered by now. Now, the locus of P such that SP by PM is E is called a conic. Now, I will not go in depth about this because why? Already you know intermediate knowledge, that is sufficient. What are the things that are there that should be studied here, that I will be telling you have to make a note of it, that is all, from where questions will usually come. So, if eccentricity is equal to 1, then we call it as what? The conic is a parabola. The conic is what? It is a parabola. Okay. If it is lying between 0 and 1, that is eccentricity is greater than 0, less than 1. It is not less than or equal to, it is strictly greater than 0, less than 1. Okay. Greater than 0 but less than 1, the conic is called as an ellipse. Okay. It is lying between 0 and 1 but not exactly equal to. Okay. It should lie between 0 and 1 eccentricity, then that conic is called as an ellipse. But if it is greater than 1, then it is called as hyperbola. If E is equal to 0, we call it as circle. Okay. If E is equal to 0, we call it as what? Circle. Okay. If E is equal to infinity, we call it as a pair of straight lines. Here also we can relate straight lines chapter. Okay. If E is equal to infinity, we call it as what? Pair of straight lines. So, let us start from 0. E is equal to 0, circles. E is equal to infinity, straight lines. E is equal to 1, parabola. E is greater than 1, hyperbola. Okay. E is lying between 0 and 1, ellipse. Okay. Ellipse. Once you know ellipse, you will be easily able to understand what is hyperbola. And till now they have not asked question from rectangular hyperbola, but still I will be telling certain concepts of what? Rectangular hyperbola also. Here in this chapter, first we will study what? Parabola, then ellipse, then hyperbola, and we will be studying rectangular hyperbola. Okay. Rectangular hyperbola, some 2 points you have to remember, which I will be telling about. And there is one concept called asymptotes. Okay. There is some concept called asymptotes. Clear? Now, understood about eccentricity? Eccentricity, understood? Okay, you have to make a note of it. Eccentricity 0 is what? Circle. Eccentricity infinity is what? Pair of straight lines. Okay. Now, see here, this is a point. Okay, there is another point here, SP here this is, let it be SM, that this is SP. Okay, there is a line LM. Okay, LM. This is line, let us take it as LM NY plus C is equal to, there is a line like this. There is a line like this if it is given like this. Okay, if you put the perpendicular distance here, SP you will get and SM you will get by what? Distance formula. Okay, based on this you will get the eccentricity. Based on this you will get the eccentricity. So that is what they have done here. Okay, L square plus M square with focus Lx My plus N is equal to 0. Okay, directress and eccentricity E is given by what? This E. Okay, this how you will get the equation. You should know this? Definitely not. You should not know this equation. Just they have given this. What you should know? The previous slide is very important. The previous slide is very important when it comes to eccentricity. They can ask assertion reasoning question also. They can ask assertion reasoning question. They can say E is greater than 1. That is hyperbola. Why it is greater than 1? What happens? SP by SM will become greater than 1. That means what? That means what here? See here. SP by PM. Sorry, SP by PM will become greater than 1. That means what? This length SP is greater than what? PM. That is the perpendicular distance is greater than the normal distance PM. That you should know. That you should know. That is the assertion reasoning question they can ask. Now see here, the general equation of conic is of the form. See, this 2-degree equation is the same, be it for straight lines, be it for circles, be it for parabola, that is be it for conic. It is the same. So only thing is, see here, if delta is equal to ABC plus 2FGH, AF square BG square minus AH square is equal to 0 represents a pair of straight lines. That means what? I told you that is equal to all hostel girls, okay, hostel boys go to film. Okay, this what it will become? H, G, what will happen? F will come here, here C will come. Okay, where will G come? G will come where? Here, correct na? G will come here and we here F will come. So this we will make it equal to 0. This will make it equal to 0. Then when it becomes equal to 0, we call it as what? Pair of straight lines. This det when it becomes equal to 0, we call it as what? Pair of straight lines. What when det is not equal to 0, then it becomes conic, including circle I am telling. Here det should not become equal to 0 even for circle. When this det will become, this 2-degree equation, when det becomes equal to 0, it becomes what? Pair of straight lines. When det becomes equal to 0, this becomes what? Pair of straight lines. Okay, you have written this, all of you. So this det will become equal to 0 represents pair of straight lines. Are you, or else if you can write it like this. Det is equal to 0, pair of straight lines. Pair of straight lines. That is equal to 0, pair of straight lines. Okay. Next. See here, if delta is not equal to 0, if delta is not equal to 0, what happens? First thing is delta is not equal to 0, it is equal to A is equal to B, but not equal to 0, then H is equal to 0, then what it is? It is a circle. If delta is not equal to 0, but H is equal to 0, H is equal to 0, you know that x square plus y square, that is x and y coefficient should be same in circle, correct na? So that's why we say what? A and B. If it is equal to 0, the equation of circle itself won't exist, x square y square term only will not be there. So that's why what will happen? A should be equal to B, but it should not be equal to 0. Both A and B should be equal, but they should not be equal to 0, and H should be equal to 0. We get what? A circle. We get what? A circle. And H square is equal to AB. H square is equal to AB, what we will get? A parabola. H square is equal to AB, what do we get? We get a parabola. Okay, namaste sir. Yeah, namaste Modi. Okay, namaste. H square is equal to AB, what we will get? It is a parabola. Okay, you have to remember this. First thing is what? If det is equal to 0, it is a pair of straight lines. If det is not equal to 0, let us look at other conditions. If det is not equal to 0, H is equal to 0, it is a circle. What other conditions for circle? A should be equal to B, but not be equal to 0. Then det is not equal to 0, H square is equal to AB, it becomes what? A parabola. But if H square is less than AB, it becomes an ellipse or an empty set. Don't want to worry about this. It becomes what? An ellipse. H square is less than 0, it is an ellipse. You have to know this condition. Okay, they will give just this and I'll ask you to find out whether it is an ellipse, parabola or something like that. Okay, that time you should know to check for ellipse. What is it? Whether H square is less than AB. If not, it is not an ellipse. If H square is greater than AB, this is what? A hyperbola. It is what? A hyperbola. If H square is equal to AB, it is an hyperbola. Clear? If H square is greater than, not equal, H square is greater than AB, we call it an hyperbola. So let me summarize. Delta is equal to 0. It is pair of straight lines. Delta is not equal to 0. Let us come to conic. H is equal to 0. Delta is not equal to 0, but H is equal to 0. It becomes what? A circle. Next, H square is equal to AB. H square is equal to AB, parabola. H square is greater than AB, hyperbola. H square is less than AB, ellipse. Next, H square is greater than AB, hyperbola. In that, if A plus B is equal to 0, it becomes what? It is not AB. A plus B is equal to 0, very important. If A plus B is equal to 0, it becomes what? Rectangular hyperbola. It becomes what? Rectangular hyperbola. Clear? So this slide is very important. Eccentricity slide and this one. Okay, highly important. Okay, when you revise before the exam, you should revise this. Okay, these things you have to revise. H square is greater than AB, hyperbola. If H square is greater than AB and also A plus B is equal to 0, that gives us what? Rectangular hyperbola. That gives us rectangular hyperbola. Okay, so that is what they have given. Then the coordinates of the conic. Then the coordinates of the conic. So what did I say? This equation is given. This equation is given. We have already done this. What did we do? Del x by del s. If this is s is equal to, if you have taken del x by del s, then also we did what? Del y by del s. Correct na? We did or not, Ritika? Gayatri, we did this. What did we do? Partial differentiation. We did and we equated to 0. And we got two equations. From this we got equation 1, from this we got equation 2. Okay, in terms of h, g, all these things. We solve this equation, we will get what? The point of intersection. We will get the point of intersection. So that point of intersection we given by these coordinates. Okay, coordinates are the center of the conic is given by what? This one. This is the 2-degree equation, double degree equation. Then the coordinates of the center of the conics. Coordinates of the center of the conic is given by what? This one. You have to remember this. Coordinates of the center of the conic is given by what? This one. In straight lines already you have written this. Same thing is coming again here in conic. Okay, because double degree equation we will use it for straight lines, circles and conics. Okay, double degree equation, delta is equal to 0, straight lines. Delta is not equal to 0, h is equal to 0, parabola. Not parabola, that is what? Circle. If h square is equal to AB, parabola. H square is greater than AB, hyperbola. Less than AB, ellipse. Greater than AB, but A plus B is equal to 0, rectangular hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola. Now focal distance, the distance from focus to any point on a conic is called focal distance. This we will talk about. Now write down this. This is important. Okay, the center of the conic, because if they ask a question directly, you put the formula, directly you will get the answer. Directly you will be able to get the answer. Clear? Okay, now let us go to parabola. So let me write down the 9 plus actually 11 types of parabola are there. First let me write down. Okay, first type, y square is equal to 4ax. Out of this, not all are important, only certain things are important, which I say that only you have to remember. Y square is equal to minus 4ax. Then x square is equal to 4ay. Fourth one, x square is equal to minus 4ay. X square is equal to minus 4ay. Next, y minus k whole square is equal to 4a x minus h. 4a x minus h. Next thing, this is fifth one. Please focus. Then y minus k whole square is equal to minus 4a x minus h. Seventh one, x minus h whole square is equal to minus 4a or plus 4a y minus k. Eighth one, x minus h whole square is equal to, what is it? Minus 4a y minus k. Next one, ninth one, L square plus m square, L square plus m square, what I wrote already, that is equal to x minus x1 whole square plus y minus y1 whole square is equal to Lx plus my plus Lx plus my plus n whole square. Okay, next plus some other formulas. 10th one, x is equal to ay square plus by plus c. 11th one, y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. So see here, out of this, okay, there are 11 types. Out of this, what you have to remember? Definitely you got to remember this first one, This first one is highly important. This first one is highly important. Apart from this, this third one is highly important. This third one is highly important. This is nothing but what? This is the opposite side of the axis. So this you can remember easily. Okay, if you are getting like this, you will get like this. This is minus means. Okay, this x square is equal to 4a means upper concave you will get it. This is downward, minus means. So first one and third one, if you remember, others are easy. First one and third one you have to remember. Questions are coming mainly from first one and third one. These two. First one and third one questions are coming. Okay, questions are coming. First and third one. Why have I written this? In case they ask, what is happening here? Here there is transformation of axis. Okay, not the rotation, transformation of axis. In straight lines also we studied this. Correct na? Transformation of axis. That means what? The origin is shifting from 0, 0 to it is becoming what? H, k. When it becomes what we read x as what? X is equal to h, x, h, y is equal to y minus k. Correct na? Same thing we are doing here. Instead of y, what I am writing? Y minus k. Instead of x, what I am writing? X minus h. That's the only difference that is coming here when it comes to 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th types. Okay, that is the only difference. Wherever x is there, what you will write? X minus h. Wherever y is there, what you will write? Y minus k. Same equation. That's all. Should you remember this? Should you worry about this? No. Only the thing is you have to remember first one and third one. First one and third one. This one, I told you how eccentricity comes. You need not remember this, not important, but I want you people to remember this one. Why? I am expecting the question. Okay, which of the following represents a parabola? Which of the following equation represents a circle? Something like this they can give. This is not the usual type. If you remember this, this is what? This is a parabola. This is what? Parabola. X is equal to ay square plus by plus c. This is what? Parabola. Y is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. This is what? Parabola. This is what? Parabola. Okay. This is representing parabola. Please remember this 10th and 11th time. They can ask in MCQ. Which of the following represents a circle? If you get like this is not a circle. This is parabola. So you have to remember this. So remember these two equations. Remember these two equations along with the first and third one. Along with the first and third one. Clear? First and third one and these two equations are important. Okay, written everyone? Okay. Now let us go to the figure. The figure is already there, already I have written. So see here, if you look at this, okay, this figure already you have understood. You have done it in your IPU also, correct na? This figure. So see, if you look at this, I want you to focus. This is what we call it as directrix, that is x plus a is equal to 0. For directrix, for parabola, it is on the left side. Okay, it is on the left side. Now if you look at this, this is what? Vertex. And this is what? Foci. This is what? Foci. Why I am telling foci? There you get focus. This is focus actually. In ellipse you get both, and in hyperbola also you get 2. Correct na? So here, what is this? We call it as a comma 0. This is vertex 0 comma 0. This is minus a comma 0. This is minus a comma 0. This is a tangent at the vertex. This is the parabola, means this is a tangent at the vertex. This equation is given by x is equal to 0. This is y square is equal to 4ax. Now see here, observe carefully. To this parabola, if I draw any line from here to here, we call it as what? Chord. We call it as what? Chord. Correct na? We call it as chord. See, from here to here, if I draw a line, what is that? It is called a chord. But if I draw a line from here to here, it is a chord again. But if it passes through the focus, we call it as what? Focal chord. So this is what? PQ is called as what? Focal chord. Focal chord. See, two R's at other curves at two ends. If you are joining by a line, we call it as what? Chord. See this is what you are joining. This is a chord. But if there is a focus, it is passing through focus. That is called as what? Focal chord. That is called focal chord. So this length, entire length PQ is called as focal chord, and this length PS is called as what? Focal length, and SQ is also called as focal length. This is focal length, and this is also focal length. This is also focal length. Now understand one thing. If you are drawing a line perpendicular to this, this is what? This is what? Axis. This is what? Axis. What is this? Axis. To the axis, if you are drawing a line perpendicular, that we call it as what? Double ordinate. That we call it as what? Double ordinate. What we call it? Double ordinate. So this straight line which is perpendicular to this, we call it, this is also a chord, correct na? This is also a chord, but it is perpendicular to the axis. That is called as what? Double ordinate. You should make a note of it. That is called as what? Double ordinate. If this double ordinate, if it passes through focus, what happens? If this double ordinate passes through focus, that length that we call it as latus rectum. That is what we call as latus rectum. So first there is a parabola. From one end to another, if you join, we call it as chord. That chord, if it passes through focus, we call it as what? Focal chord. So from focus to one point, we call it as focal length. From here to here, we call it as focal, another focal length. Now, there is an axis. So if you draw a chord which is perpendicular to the axis, that we call it as what? Double ordinate. Double ordinate. If this double ordinate only passes through focus, that means what? Here it is perpendicular. Correct na? Here it is perpendicular. So this red length, what I am telling, this from here to here, we call it as what? Latus rectum. So from here to here it is 2a. From here to here it is what? 2a. So this entire length will become what? Latus rectum will become what? Length of the latus rectum will become 4a. Length of the latus rectum will become what? 4a. So this ZS from here to here, this is a plus a, it is what? 2a. ZV, that is vertex, that is a. Okay, VS is what? V from here to here. This is a, this is a. Okay, what about SL? SL means what? From where to where? From here to here, this is 2a. From here to here, it is 2a. Okay, this coordinate is what? A comma 2a. This is what? A comma minus 2a. That's all. So this axis we call it as what? Y is equal to 0. Because this is what? This is x axis. X axis means what? Y is equal to 0. Okay, understood double ordinate means what? Understood focal chord, understood focal chord, understood double ordinate, understood latus rectum. Clear? Now, same thing. See here in different types. Same thing in different types. So see here, this is what I told you already, first thing. That is what I explained there. Same thing, if it is negative, it will come here. Same thing, if it is negative, it will turn like this, that's all. It will turn towards this side. Okay, this is showing the torus this side. This is showing the torus this side, that's all. Okay, this is towards negative. Okay, this is very important. First type is important. First type is important. I told first and third type. And this type is also important. This type is also important. So here what is happening? X square is equal to 4ay. X square is equal to 4ay. Y means what is happening? This is the vertex. This is the directrix. Directrix will come below. Directrix will come below. Here y square is equal to 4x. Where is the directrix coming? Left side. Here where is the directrix coming? Right side. If it is upside, down it will come. If this is below, it is coming upside. Directrix. So this will be what? This is what? Y is equal to minus a, or y plus a is equal to 0. This directrix is what? This directrix is what? X plus a is equal to 0. This is x plus a is equal to 0. This is what? Y plus a is equal to 0. See, when you draw this figure, what to do is, wherever x is there, replace with y. Wherever y is there, replace with x. That's all. We will get the answer. So here this is what? Minus 2a comma 0, 2a comma a. This length is what? 0 comma a. So focus, again this is what? 0 comma minus a. This is 0 comma a. Same like the previous one. Same like this. So here latus rectum length will be what? From here to here. Here also it is 4a. So 4a, that is what? There is latus rectum. Here also latus rectum length will be 4a itself. 4a itself. Okay. Out of all these things, first one and third one important. First one and third one are important. Okay. Now if it is reverse, that is x square is equal to minus 4a, this is the thing. No need to worry about so many figures. Remember first one and third one. Now what will happen if the origin is shifted? If the origin is shifted, what you will write? Instead of a, you will write it as what? A plus h. X coordinate wherever is there, you will write what? You add h. Y coordinate wherever is there, you will add what? You will add k. That's all. You will add k. That is what we are getting here. Okay. Clear with this one? Understood? Since I have done transformation of axis, this you will be able to do it very easily. In case they ask, usually they don't ask this type. They have asked only first type and third type. This variation they have asked, but not this one. If they ask also, you can do, because it is what? Transformation of axis. You know it, how to write. Correct na? So first and third type important. Please make a note of it. First type and third type. Write down the figure. Okay. And you have to remember double ordinate. Double ordinate, you have to remember focal chord. Why it is called a focal chord? You have to remember focal length means what? You have to remember. Understanding, Sahiti, Ritika, Vaishnavi? Understanding? Focus on the class. After 2 days, you can go and meet your friend. Done? Please write down. Okay, fine. Okay. Done. This one, what is happening? Okay, only these two I am asking you to write. Why you are writing all this? Not required. Don't write, not required. So these are the variations you will get. Okay, now the focal distance of P x1 y1 on the parabola. The focal distance of P x1 y1 on the parabola. Y square is equal to 4ax is what? Y square is equal to 4ax is x1 plus a. It is what? x1 plus a. So focal distance y square is equal to 4ax, okay, from P x1 y1, okay, y square is equal to 4ax. The focal distance, if you see, this is what? Focal distance from here to here, here to here, okay. The focal distance is what? x1 plus a. That is what? x1 plus a. This length itself is focal distance, no? This length itself is focal distance, correct, na? This length itself is focal distance. We call it as what? x1 plus a. So if you talk about focal distance, this is the thing. Make a note, x1 plus a. M. Vortex will come here, okay. So see here, this will be PM, this will be PS. Okay, so this will be P, I will take it as PN. The focal distance we are talking about is this PN. Okay, this focal distance we are talking about is this PN. Okay, see here, this is nothing but equal to PM. This is nothing but equal to PM, I told you. Why? Eccentricity in parabola is how much? 1. That means what? This length is equal to this length. This length is what? This length is, this length is what? x1. Correct, na? But not just x1, this length a is also there. This is not just x1, this is having this length a also from here to here. Okay, this is x1 plus a. That is why it is called as x1 plus a. Understood? This is x1 plus a. Now it is why it comes, don't worry. Just remember this. Okay, y square is equal to 4ax. The focal length, focal distance of a parabola x1 y1. From any point on the parabola, the focal distance of this one is x1 plus a. This is what? x1 minus a. Okay. X square is equal to 4ay, this is what? y1 plus a. X square is equal to minus 4ay, this is y1 minus a. This is what? x1 plus a, this is x1 minus a. These two you remember, reverse it. Wherever x is there, you will write what? y1. Wherever this is there, you will write what? y1. This will be plus, this will be minus. Understood? Written this one, everyone? Written? So when it comes to focal distance, it is what? x1 plus a. If it is minus 4x is what? Mod of x1 minus a. This is length you have to get, that is why modulus sign is there. X square is equal to 4 over 8 is what? Y1 plus a. Minus 4 over 8 is what? Modulus of y1 minus a. Okay, modulus of y1 minus a. Clear? Y1 minus a. Just a minute. Next thing, if theta is the angle subtended by the double ordinate at the vertex of y square is equal to 4ax, then its length is 8a cot theta by 2. So that means what? See here, we are talking about double ordinate. Okay, double ordinate means what? It will go like this. It is perpendicular to this. If theta is the angle subtended by this at the vertex, this is the vertex if you think. Okay, if this is the vertex if you think, see here. If theta, this is the theta, then the length of this double ordinate is what they will ask. That is nothing but equal to what? 8a cot theta by 2. Is it important? Yes, they have asked the question. 8a cot theta by 2. They can ask the question. So directly they can ask. What is the length of the double ordinate? 8a cot theta by 2. Okay, theta is what? It is given here. 8a cot theta by 2. Clear? 8a cot theta by 2. The length of the double ordinate is what? 8a cot theta by 2. Okay. So like how we studied in straight lines in circles, next we will be studying parametric form. Next we will be studying what? Parametric form of parabola. Later we will be studying for hyperbola and also ellipse and also rectangular hyperbola. Clear? Next thing, parabola. If you talk about parametric equations, parametric equation of this parabola, y square is equal to 4x is what? 80 square minus 280. 80 square minus 280. What about this parabola? Instead of 80 square, this will become reverse. Okay, 280 comma 80 square. Y square is equal to 4x is what? 80 square minus 280. That you remember. X square is equal to 4, it will become what? 280 comma 80 square. When there is minus, write minus only for this one. See here, y square is equal to 4x minus 80 square comma 280, x square is equal to 4a, write minus here. Only for 80 square minus will come. In whatever, only for 80 square minus will come. So first thing is what? 80 square comma 280 for y square is equal to 4x. X square is equal to 4a, it is what? 280 comma 80 square. 280 comma 80 square. Now for negative, y square is equal to minus 4ax, what you will write? Minus 80 square comma 280. X square is equal to minus 4ay, what you will write? 280 comma minus 80 square. Wherever 80 square, there minus should come. Okay, that's all. So first you have to remember only this thing, 80 square comma 280. For another thing it is reverse, 280 comma 80 square. Clear? 280 comma 80 square. Okay, done. Next thing. So notation. So how you used to do in circle? Same thing. If S is given, S1 is what? That is nothing but x into x1, y into y1 plus same thing here. It is what? Y square is equal to 4ax means what you will do? So y square is equal to 4ax means what you will do? So y you will write it as what? Y1. This is what? 4a into x into x plus divided by 2 you will write. Correct now? This will become what? 2a into x plus x1. What I did? This I bring it this side. This will become what? Y into y1 minus 2a into x plus x1. We will get this is what? S1 is equal to, this is what? S1 is equal to, we will get like this. Okay. Now, what about this S11? The point will just substitute. Correct now? You will just substitute the point. If it is given, y square is equal to, see S12 is what? So, when you write S1, okay, S12 means what? Instead of writing y1, you will write y1, y2, 2 into x1, x2. That is what? S12. Same like circles. So, this is what S11. This is you will get absolute length you will get here. S11 you will write it as what? Y square minus 4ax if it is given. What you will do? Y square minus 4ax is equal to 0, or you will find out the length, or you will write this, will write it as what? Y1 square minus 4ax1. This is the length you will get. This is the length you will get, S11. So what is the length of the tangent if they ask there? Square root of S11. Okay, S11 you will get the actual value, correct na? S11 you will get the actual distance you will get, that is the length you will get. So once you get the length, suppose if S11 is equal to 0, the position of a point if you talk about, there also we learned in circles also. Okay, the position of a point if you ask about, if it is S11 is equal to 0, suppose this is a point P x1 y1, we are talking about parabola. Okay, this is the parabola. S11 if you put for this, for the equation, if it is coming equal to 0, this is lying on the parabola. Okay, if S11 is less than 0, it is lying inside the parabola. It is lying inside the parabola. If S11 is coming greater than 0, it is lying outside the parabola. The point is lying outside the parabola. Okay, the point is lying where? Outside the parabola. Clear? Same thing is it is for ellipse also. Same thing it is for ellipse also, but in hyperbola it reverse. In hyperbola, if it is greater than 0, it is inside. Less than 0, it is outside. I will tell you when you go to hyperbola. Clear? Clear with this, everyone? Okay, next thing. The position of a point that I already told you, that is what I told you now. If S11 is equal to 0, it is on the parabola. Greater than 0, outside the parabola. Less than 0, inside the parabola. Clear? Next. So parametric form, see PQ are given are 2 points. If the chord PQ is a focal chord of the parabola, if the chord PQ, so this is given. Focal chord means what? This is passes through the focus. This is passing through the focus. This is P, this is Q. Okay, this is given by what? AT square, comma 2AT. Okay, AT square minus 2AT. This is T1, T1. This is what? This is also AT square, comma 2A, 2T. So what will happen is, if this focal chord is passing through the parabola, you have to remember the condition, that is T1, T2 is equal to what? Minus 1. T1, T2 is equal to what? Minus 1. If there is a point P and there is a point Q, it is forming a chord and it is a focal chord, that is it is passing through the focus, then what is the condition? T1, T2 will be equal to what? Minus 1. Then you have to find what? This T1 and you have to find T2, then you will get what? T1, T2 will be equal to minus 1. So this also condition also we will use it in the questions. T1, T2 is equal to minus 1. T1, T2 is equal to minus 1. So if they are given, see here, observe here carefully, they have given what? Observe, please observe everyone. This is the focal chord they have given. They have given the length, everything. They have given one of the coordinates, that is what? AT square minus AT square 2AT. But they have not given other coordinates. How do you find out other coordinates? It will become A by T square, comma 2A by T square. What I am telling is, this is the focal chord, PQ is there. P is given as AT square, comma 2AT. But other coordinates they have not given. Other coordinates they have not given. You will find out A and T, and this coordinate will become what? A by T square, comma 2A by T. What you will do? Bring T down. This will become the coordinates. This will become the coordinates. Fine. Siri, you are fine? Okay. So this will become the coordinates of the other points. Here they have only given the coordinates. Here if they don't give the coordinates of one point, okay, this is given as what? AT square, comma 2AT. How to find out this one? A by T square. See, AT square will become what? A by T square. 2AT will become what? 2A by T. So that is what they were given here. Okay. Then the other end is what? Of course, it should come, minus sign will come. Minus sign will come. Okay. With the minus sign. A by T square, comma minus 2A by T. Understanding? Yes or no? So focal chord, it is a chord that is passing through the focus. Okay. So if they give two coordinates, they themselves they give, we can find out the relation, that is T1, T2 is equal to minus 1. But if they give only one coordinate, that is P is given, Q is not given, how to find out? P is, we will take it as what? AT square, comma 2AT. Then Q you can find it as what? A by T square minus 2A by T. 2A by T. That's all. Clear? That's all is there in this chord. I mean in this slide. Done with this? Next, length of the focal chord. If they have given P 80 square comma 280 be one end of the focal chord PQ parabola y square is equal to 4x. Okay, they have not given two ends, only one end they have given, but still you can find out the length. Then the length of the focal chord is given by what? A into t plus 1 by t whole square. This is what? A into t plus 1 by t whole square. This you have to remember. Length of the focal chord is given by what? A into t plus 1 by t whole square. A into t plus 1 by t whole square. Okay, A into t plus 1 by t whole square. Done? Now next thing, very important concept. If PQ is the focal chord of the parabola y square is equal to PAX, sorry, y square is equal to 4AX, and S is the focus, then 1 by SP 1 by SQ is equal to 1 by Y, where L is the length of the semi-lattice rectum. Okay, L by A. Okay, L is not given here. So see here, for this, observe this carefully. This is the vertex. This is the vertex. We are having focus here. Okay, focus. Let us take it as S. Okay, this is the focal chord. This is the focal chord. This is SP. This is SQ. PQ is the focal chord. This is SP. This is SQ. Okay, so they have given this like this. Okay, and here there is one line that passes. That is lattice rectum. This will be 2A. This distance is 2A, and this distance is also 2A. Correct, na? Now, what we say is, okay, this SP, this SQ, and this 2A. This 2A is what? Half of lattice rectum. Half of lattice rectum is called as what? Semi-lattice rectum. That is what they were given here. Semi-lattice rectum. So this 2A is semi-lattice rectum. 2A semi-lattice rectum. Now, before going to this, if I say x, y, z are in harmonic progression, x, y, z are in harmonic progression, I can write them as what? 1 by x plus 1 by y is equal, sorry, 1 by z it should be. 1 by z. This and this, 1 by x plus 1 by z is equal to 2 by y. We will write it as what? 2 by y. Okay, 1 by x plus 1 by z will be equal to what? 2 by y. Here this should be like this. SP, 2A and SQ. Okay, they are in what? Harmonic progression. They are in what? Harmonic progression. If x, y, z in a harmonic progression, how you will write it? 1 by x plus 1 by z is equal to what? 2 by y. So, if these three are in harmonic progression, how you will write it? 1 by SP plus 1 by SQ is equal to what? 2 by 2A. 2 by 2A. Okay, this 2 by 2A. This 2A is what? Semi-lattice rectum. This 2A is what? Semi-lattice rectum. This 2 cancel, I will get what? 1 by A. That is what they have written here. That is what they have written here. Understood how it is coming? Understood how it is coming, everyone? Clear? Make a note of it. This SP, SQ and also this one. They are in, what is it? They are in harmonic progression. Okay, next thing. The circle drawn on the focal chord of a parabola as the diameter, okay, focal chord of the parabola touches the directrix circle. So see here, this is the parabola, this is the directrix. Okay, there is a focus here, there is a focal chord, there is a focal chord here. Okay, there is a focal chord here, there is a focal chord here. Let this be PQ, let this be PQ. Now using this PQ as the diameter, using this PQ as the diameter, if I draw a circle, using this PQ as the diameter, if I draw a circle, if I draw a circle using PQ as the, okay, let me draw it in. Okay, this you think this is a circle. Okay, okay, I'll change it. Keep laughing. This is better. Okay. It will touch the directrix. It will touch the directrix. This will touch the directrix. So using this PQ, this focal chord as the diameter, if I draw a circle, this circle will touch the directrix. Okay, that is what is the first point that is given. This will touch the directrix. Another thing is, from this point, if you draw tangents to this, what, not circle, to this, what is this? Parabola. If you draw tangents, what is parabola? If you draw tangents, what will happen? They will intersect like at 90 degree. They will intersect at 90 degree. They will intersect at 90 degree. If you draw tangents from here, from the directrix where it is touching, if you draw tangents to the parabola, what is happening? Siri, fine, what happened? Not focusing. So this what will happen? If you draw a tangent from here to here, if you draw a tangent from here to here, from the point where it is touching, what is happening? This angle will be what? Equal to 90 degree. First thing is what? If you take this focal chord as a diameter and if you draw a circle, that circle will touch the directrix. Now come to directrix. Where the circle is touching the directrix, from those point you draw two tangents to the parabola. They will be perpendicular to each other. This will be 90 degree. And also they will meet the parabola at what? At the point of contact. Their point of contact will be the ends of the focal chord. Okay. Also you can say from where it touches here, from where the tangent touches here, parabola, from there you draw a line, means that will passes through the focus. That will passes through the focus. That means what? It will become focal chord. So here actually it should touch here, it should touch here. If you join here, it will become a focal chord. So first thing, there are three things here. First thing is what? Focal chord as a diameter. If you draw a circle, it will touch the directrix. One thing done. Now forget about the focal chord, everything. Now where it is touching the directrix, from that point, if you draw a tangent, two tangents, tangent will touch the parabola, one point here, another point here. Okay, this where it is intersecting the tangents, that will be 90 degree. They will be making an angle of 90 degree. Now come to point of contact. From this point of contact, if you draw a line joining the point of contact, if you draw a line joining the point of contact, this line will pass to the focus. That means what? It is becoming a focal chord. Good. It will become what? Focal chord. That is the three things you have to remember. First thing, if it become focal chord is a diameter, it will form a circle and the circle will touch the directrix. Now forget about the focal chord. From the point where the circle is touching the directrix, if you draw two tangents, it will be perpendicular to each other. Next thing is what? At the point of contact of the parabola, if you draw a line, it will pass through the focus. If the line is passing through the focus, we call it as what? Focal chord. Okay, these are the three things you have to remember, very important. These are three things you have to remember, very important. Okay. Here only one more thing I will tell. If the coordinates of this point, observe very carefully, if the coordinates of this point is given by 80 square, 280, okay, let this be 81 square, 281, 81 square, 281. This will be what? If I take it as T2 square, 282, 282. Now the point of intersection of the tangents, the point of intersection of the tangents is given by what? A T1 T2. Another thing is what? A T1 T2. Another thing will be A T1 plus T2. A T1 plus T2. Okay. A T1 T2. Another point will be what? A T1 plus T2. Here only I am writing it. Okay. The point of intersection of the tangents. The point of intersection of the tangents. Okay. A T1 T2. Another one will be what? A T1 plus T2. A T1 plus T2. A T1 plus T2. Okay, A T1 plus T2. Getting it? A T1 plus T2. So first thing is what? See whether this is directrix or whatever. If the tangents you are drawing for the parabola and the focal coordinates are given as what? AT1 square, 281, comma, this is what? Q is given as what? AT2 square, comma, 280 square. The point of intersection of the tangents, directly you should know the formula. There should not, you can get without the formula also. But if you use the formula, within 30 seconds you will get the answer. So you should remember the formula. The point of intersection of the tangents, point of intersection of 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 tangents is given by what? X coordinate is what? A T1 T2, Y coordinate is what? A into T1 plus T2. A you write T1 T2, T1 plus T2, T1 plus T2. Okay, T1 plus T2. Now, if it suppose you take one tangent, suppose I am talking about, now I will be talking about equation of tangent and normal to parabola. This we have learned for straight lines, circles also. Equation of tangent and normal for parabola. You have to do for parabola also, otherwise it will feel bad. So, we will do for this also. Equation of tangent and normal for parabola. Okay. Now, this is a tangent line. Let us take it as what? Y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. Y is equal to mx plus c. Here what will happen is this c value. This c value will become what? A by m. This c value will become what? A by 1. Let me show it here. Okay, let me show it here only. This, so the line equation will become y is equal to mx plus c will become what? C will be equal to a by m. This will become what? A by m. Y is equal to mx plus c. You write down the tangent line equation will become what? Y is equal to mx plus a by m. Okay, y is equal to mx plus a by m. It will become y is equal to mx plus a by m. It will become the tangent equation. What happened? Yeah, mx plus a by m. So first is what? With respect to directrix, I told the condition, 3 conditions. With respect to focal chord as what? The diameter. Next thing is what? It will form a perpendicular, and the point of intersection. Point of intersection of tangent is what? A T1 T2, A T1 plus T2. Okay. Length of the focal chord is what? Is A into T1 plus T plus 1 by T whole square. Okay. Next is equation of tangent and normal if we talk about. So here position of a line. Okay. So a position of a line we will get it as what? Like this, or you just remember this, y is equal to mx plus c. C will become equal to what? See here. See, equation of tangent to at x1 y1 is what? S1 is equal to 0. Just like what? In circle also what you will do? Equation of tangent what you will write? S1 is equal to 0. Even in parabola S1 is equal to 0. Hyperbola S1 is equal to 0. Everywhere it is S1 is equal to 0 only. Okay. S1 is equal to 0. Equation of tangent y is equal to, at the point t is given by yt is equal to x plus at square. Is equal to x plus at square. Having slope m. For having slope m, what I told you already, I told you y is equal to mx plus a by m. Y is equal to mx plus a by m. So this is what? For this form. At the point t is what? Yt is equal to x plus at square. Yt is equal to x plus at square. Okay. This is what? At the point t. Suppose the point of contact, the point t. The point of contact is t. The equation of tangent is given by what? Y is equal to x plus at square. X plus at square. Remember this. And also if you compare this and this, you will get that t will be equal to minus m. T will be equal to what? Minus m. T will be equal to what? Minus m. Okay. Those two tangents, this, see, write down equation of tangent, write this equation and this equation, that's all. Finished. That's the short notes you have to make. Now we will study what? Once you do tangent, we have to do normal also. Correct, na? Once you do tangent, we will do normal also. Now normal. If you talk about the normal, equation of normal at x1 y1 is given by what? Y minus y1 is equal to minus y1 by 2a into x minus x1. This you can get. This you can get once you get slope. You can get the slope of the normal. You can get it. This is not important. This one is important, highly important. This one is important. Equation of normal at the point t is given by what? Y plus xt is equal to 2at plus at cube. I don't want you to remember like this. Remember it like this. Y is equal to minus xt plus 2at plus at cube. So this is what? Y is equal to, this is what? Equation of normal at the point t. Equation of tangent is what? At point t. Okay, this is what? Y is equal to minus xt 2at plus at cube. Okay, this is what? Equation of normal at point t. Okay, and equation of normal at y square is equal to 4x having slope m is given by what? Y is equal to mx minus 2am minus am cube. Okay, y is equal to mx minus 2am minus am cube. This is also important. See, previous two equations, these two equations important. So what you will write it? Y is equal to minus xt minus plus 2at. This is plus 2at, only here minus plus 2at plus at cube. This is what? Y is equal to mx minus am minus 2am minus am cube, minus 2am minus am cube. Okay, minus 2am minus am cube. Clear? Minus 2am minus am cube. Don't wake up at 2 am and 2 rise. You should sleep well. Okay. Minus 2 am minus am cube. You people will sleep at 2 am. Correct now? I know. Written this one? All of you written? Now I am talking about this parabola, right? So this is P, this is Q. At this point this is intersecting, at this point it is not intersecting, I will tell you. So this is the point, this is intersecting here, this is making 90 degree means, okay, this point of contact is what? A T1 T2 comma A into T1 plus T2, correct na? That is what I told you. This is, if suppose this is T1, suppose this is T2 point of contact, then what will happen is, if this is tangent is perpendicular, we have the condition that T1 T2 will be equal to what? Minus 1. I told you, if there is a focal chord between P and Q, where P is what? At square comma 2at and Q is what? At2 square, something like that. Then there also it is what? T1 T2 is equal to minus 1. Here, if it is the tangents are perpendicular, the condition is what? This T1 T2 will be equal to what? Minus 1. That is what is given here. T1 T2 is equal to what? Minus 1. Okay. So if your two tangents at the points T1 T2 on the parabola are perpendicular, T1 T2 is equal to minus 1. Okay. It is what? They are perpendicular means it is what? T1 T2 is equal to minus 1. Got it? T1 T2 is equal to minus 1. Clear? Make a note of it. Now I was talking about normal, correct na? So see here, this is point, let me take it as point T1, this is Q, okay, T2. So here what we have, this is tangent, this is tangent, okay, this is tangent we will have, this is tangent you have, okay. So if you have tangent, we will draw what is this? This is normal perpendicular if I draw. If this normal comes and touches again, another, it cuts again the parabola. Here it is touching the parabola, it cuts the parabola again. It cuts the parabola again at another point. Okay, at another point, say let us take it as a T2 square comma 2a T2. Then we have the condition, what is that? T2 is equal to minus T1, what is it? Minus T1 plus minus T1 minus 2T1, 2 by T1. T2 is equal to, let me write it, T2 is equal to minus T1 by this one. Clear? Understood? So what I am telling is, if this is a parabola, if it is cutting and going, okay. But if it is cutting the this is the normal I am talking about. But if this normal is cutting the parabola again, see, if this normal is cutting and leaving like this, it's fine. But if it is cutting the parabola again another point, then what will happen? The condition will become, at this is T2 at another point. The T2 will, what is the condition for T2? T2 will become equal to minus T1 minus 1 by or 2 by T1. This is what? T2 will become equal to what? Minus T1 minus 1 by 2 by minus 2 by T1. You have to remember this. You have to remember this. Not that important, but you have to remember. They can ask. Not that important, but still you remember. Okay. These are the things you have to revise every day. Then it will come. Okay. Minus T1 minus 2 by T1 you have to remember. Already I told you point of intersection of tangent. Correct now? Point of intersection of tangent I already told you. Now, this is parabola. This is theta. If it is intersecting at here T1, point of contact is T2. Okay. So just like the slope, tan theta is equal to m1 minus m2 by 1 plus m1 m2. So the angle is what? Tan theta. Tan theta is equal to T1 T2 by 1 plus T1 T2, whatever it is. Modulus is there. You can take T1 minus T2 or T2 minus T1. Or remember like this, tan theta is equal to modulus of T1 minus T2 by 1 plus T1 T2. The angle between the tangents. Not every time it will be perpendicular. To be perpendicular, it is what? The tangent should touch the directrix. If it is touching the directrix, the point of contact is coming at the directrix, means it will become perpendicular. If it is perpendicular, what will happen? Another thing I told you, if it is perpendicular, T1 T2 will be equal to minus 1. But if it is not perpendicular, you have to find the angle theta. Theta, how you will find out? Tan theta. Okay. For tangent, you will use tan theta, T1 minus T2 by 1 plus T1 T2. Okay. This is the formula you got to remember. Now, see here, we are having this one, this is axis, this is focus, this is latus rectum, correct? Now, 2A, 2A, okay, 2A, 2A. Now, this is normal. If I draw a line like this perpendicular, this is normal. If it is touching the parabola again, we will have another point T2. The T2 is given by what? Minus T1 minus 2 by T1, I told you. But understand here, this one from here to here, if you are drawing a line, not perpendicular to the axis, perpendicular to this parabola here. But this is also a chord, right? This is also a chord, right? We call it as what? Normal chord. Since it is normal, we call it as what? Normal chord. What is this? Normal chord. Normal chord. What is this? Normal chord. But what is the length of this normal chord? It is given by 8a something, 8a root 2, I think. 8a root 2. 8 root 2a. 8 root 2a. For parabola, y square is equal to 4ax. Y square is equal to 4ax. If it is x square is equal to 4ay, it will become 8 root 2b. Okay, 4ay, it will become, what is it will become? Same, distance will remain same, nothing to worry. It will become same, 8 root 2a. Okay, x square is equal to 4ay, it will remain, x square is equal to 4by, it will become what? 8 root 2b. Okay, 8 root 2b. You have to find a or b depending on what they were given. So this will become what? See, what did I tell you now? First I told normal, it may cut and move away. But if it is cutting the parabola again, it will become a chord. If it is cutting at point T2, we call it as what? T2, what is the condition for T2? It will become minus T1 minus 2 by T1. Another thing is what? It will become a normal chord. What is the length of this normal chord if they ask? The length of the normal chord will become what? 8 root 2a. Okay, 8 root 2a. Another thing I told you, what is that? Double ordinate. Double ordinate is making an angle theta in the vertex. Okay, then what is that we'll get? The condition 8a cot theta by 2. What is that angle we'll get? 8a cot theta by 2. So these are the conditions you have to remember. These are the conditions you have to remember. Okay. No, not in class. I'll talk. That is called humility and humble. Example I give. How humble and humility people are. I gave example of that time some other person entering. That is not under humble or humility. That is opposite to that. Next thing, equation of common tangent to parabola. Equation of common tangent to parabola. See, common tangent means what? Definitely there should be two parabola. So let us take one parabola as y square is equal to 4ax. Another parabola we will take it like this. Okay, we will take it as x square is equal to 4by. Equation of common tangent. Equation of common tangent to the parabola. Okay, equation of common tangent to the parabola. So how will the equation of common tangent come? How will the equation of common tangent come? See here, the equation will come like this, no? I am asking how the tangent will come. How the tangent will come. Nobody told I should improve my writing or I should write even more better. Correct, no? That is also thing I should remember. That I am getting from childhood, I should write neatly. But I have not improved. So if you tell also, I will not improve. Correct, no? Understood. Very good. Okay, good. So this is what? Equation of common tangent between two parabola. It is given by what? X, y, you will write it. A to the power of 1 by 3, b to the power of 1 by 3. A to the power of 1 by 3, b to the power of 1 by 3, ab to the power of 2 by 3. So you will write it as what? X plus y. X into a to the power of 1 by 3, y into b to the power of 1 by 3 plus ab to the power of 2 by 3 is equal to 0. Equation of common tangent. Equation of common tangent. There what you will do? S1 minus S2, all these things you will do. Here what you will do? Just x into a to the power of 1 by 3 plus y into b to the power of 1 by 3 plus ab to the power of 2 by 3 plus ab to the power of 2 by 3 is equal to 0 plus ab to the power of 2 by 3 is equal to 0. This is the equation of the common tangent of the parabola. Equation of the common tangent of the parabola. Clear? This is the equation of the common tangent of the parabola. This is done already. This is also done. This I already told you. Okay. If the normal at the point T on the parabola y square is equal to 4x subtends an right angle at its focus at its vertex. So see here, we are having a parabola here. Okay. We will have what? This is focus, this is vertex. Okay. We will have focus and vertex. This is the normal. This is the normal. Okay. This is normal at point T. This is the normal at point T. If it subtends right angle, if it subtends right angle at the vertex, subtends right angle at the vertex is like this or something like this, subtends right angle at the vertex, that means this should subtend angle here, vertex. So that means this is the normal. It is making an angle 90 degree at the vertex. Then what will happen? If it is making, what is that? Normal is making an angle 90 degree at vertex, then what will happen? T will be equal to what? Plus or minus root 2. T will be equal to what? Plus or minus root 2 if it is vertex. At the focus, if it is subtending an angle of 90 degree, what will happen? T is equal to plus or minus 2. So this is like this. Parabola is almost over. Okay. So see here there is a normal. Okay. The normal is subtending an angle 90 degree at the vertex. So T will be equal to what? From point T, plus or minus root 2. If it is making an angle of 90 degree at the foci, that is focus, T will be equal to plus or minus 2. These 2 points you have to remember. They can ask direct question from here. Okay, so you have to remember. So T will be equal to what? Plus or minus root 2 if it is a vertex. If it is focus, what it will become? T is equal to plus or minus 2. Okay, T is equal to plus or minus 2. Clear? T is equal to plus or minus 2. Okay, next. Equation of a chord bisector given. See, equation of the chord of the parabola y square is equal to 4x with midpoint x1 y1. Okay, equation of a chord. They are asking equation of a chord. Okay, they are not asking focal chord or anything. They are telling equation of a chord. So there is a parabola. Okay, there is a chord. This is a chord. Okay, foci is somewhere here. They are not told focal chord or anything. With midpoint is at x1 y1. Midpoint is at x1 y1, something they have told. Okay, from the point this one, midpoint is at x1 y1, let us take this as m, something like this. Okay, they are asking equation for this. This is given by s1 is equal to s11. S1 is equal to s11. Midpoint, if they are given 2 comma 3, you substitute here y square is equal to 4x. Okay, s11 is what? If you put y1 x1, you will get what? The value. Okay, s1 is equal to what? You will get this equation. So that means what you should do? S1 is equal to S11. If you do this thing, you will get what? The equation of the chord. You will get what? Equation of the chord here. The equation of the chord here, not much important, leave it. Not much important, leave this. If they give what you should do, S1 is equal to S11. Equate S1 is equal to S11, you will do it. Okay, S1 is equal to S11. Make a note, but not that important. Make a note, but not that important. Okay. Now we will study about the triangles formed by the parabola. If there is a triangle made inside the parabola, what is the area of the triangle? If the triangle is made by the tangents to the parabola, then what is the area of the triangle? What is the area of the triangle? We will be learning. Okay. So see here, this is the parabola. This is forming a triangle. This is forming a triangle. Let me write it as x1 y1, x2 y2, x3 y3, x3 y3. This is x3 y3. So this is the triangle. Let me write this as, this is triangle ABC. This triangle ABC, if I name it, this area of this triangle, area of triangle ABC is given by what? Area of triangle ABC is given by 1 by 8a into modulus of what is this? y1 minus y2 plus y2 minus y3 plus y3 minus y1. This is the formula you have to remember. That is what is given here. That is what is given here. Not plus will not come, minus this. What is that? Multiplication sign will come. 1 by 8a into y1 minus y2 modulus y2 minus y3 then modulus y3 minus y1, y3 minus y1 then modulus. Okay, 1 by 8a minus, this is not minus, this is equals. So area of this triangle is what? What is this? ABC is 1 by 8a, y1 minus y2, y1 minus y3, sorry, this should be y2 minus y3, this y2 minus y3, y3 minus y1, that's all. This is how you find out the area. This This is triangle formed within the parabola. Now observe here, if the triangle is formed like this, this is also a triangle. This is what? Triangle formed by the tangents. This point and this point. Okay, let this be x1, y1. Let this intersect here. This is x1, y1. Let this point be x1, y1. Okay, x1, y1. Is this intersecting here? This is also a triangle, no? Let this triangle be, what is it? PQR. Let this triangle be PQR. This area of triangle PQR, that is what? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 of area of triangle, laugh at my Telugu, okay? Area of triangle ABC. Okay, half of this. Okay, so half of this means what I should write? Area of triangle PQR will be equal to what? 1 by 2 means that is 1 by 16a. 1 by 16a into what is it? Modulus of y1 minus y2. Okay, y2 minus y3, y3 minus y1. Understood? They have asked questions on area. So remember, within the parabola it is 1 by 8a, y1, y2, like that. Outside the parabola by tangents it is this 2 times. Okay, not this time, this is not 2 times, this is 1 by 2 times, half of this. Half of this means 1 by 8a will become what? 1 by 8a into 2, that is 1 by 16a. So this is what? This is bigger, this is smaller, this is half of this. Suppose this is 80 units means this is 40 units, 40 square units. This is 80 square units means this is 40 square units, half of it, just like that. Okay, clear? Understood? Area of the triangle understood? Everyone clear with area of the triangle? Okay, done? Write down fast, just write down the formula, it's enough, no need to worry about the figure. Can we go to next one, next concept? Okay, next we are having the angle between two parabolas, y square 4ax, x square 4by. I wrote there like this. If you want to find the angle between them, like this, angle between them, something like this, if you want to find out. Okay, it is given by tan theta is equal to, or is given by tan inverse of, what is this? 3a AB3, that is I can write it like this, 3 times AB to the power of 1 by 3 by 2 times a plus b 2 by 3, whole you can't write, 2 by 3, 2 by 3. Okay, this is what? Tan inverse. This angle between these two parabolas, that is what we wrote, that is tangent angle. Another thing what we wrote, that is xa 1 by 3, y plus b 1 by 3 plus ab 2 by 3, that is what? Common tangent. That is common tangent. Now between them, those two angles, what is the angle between these two parabolas? If they ask, this is what? Tan inverse of, what is it? 3 times a, 3 times ab 1 to the power of 1 by 3 by 2 times a to the power of 2 by 3 plus b to the power of 2 by 3, clear? Plus b to the power of 2 by 3, clear? Is it important? Not much important. This is not that important. Okay, sometimes they ask, but not that important. Clear? Okay. So number of normals, this should be normals, number of normals. So number of normals when it comes to parabola, number of normals that you can draw when it comes to parabola. So see here, this is the parabola, this is focus. So see here, if you talk about the normals, I take some curve here, that is, there is something called evolution of the curve that we do in advanced, JEE advanced, not even in mains. So this is evolution of the curve we do here. Evolution of the curve we do it like this. Okay, there come some points here. Here there will be numerous points. Okay, from here for the parabola, if you want to draw normals, there can be how many normals? This is, suppose this is the point. This is, I will write it as what? What is this? I can write it as a comma 0. This is what? Focus, correct na? A comma 0. here this point is greater than this coordinate, that is greater than the value of x. This x coordinate is what? Is greater than the value of a. That time how many points you can draw from here? 3 normals. You can draw how many normals? 3 normals. But on this point, from this point anywhere, from this point anywhere on this curve, how many from here, how many normals you can draw? 2 normals. From anywhere on the curve, how many normals you can draw? 2 normals. But from the foci, if they ask how many normals? 1 normal. 1 normal. So see here, if they ask the number of normals possible from h comma k. So if we take this point as x comma y, or if we take this point as x, some x, if x is greater than, okay, or they have given h, if x is greater than 2a, we will take this as 2a instead of a, we will take this as this length as 2a, this total length as 2a. From here to here we are talking about. If x is greater than 2a, how many normals you will draw? 3. Okay, if x is coming here, this point, on this point only, okay, then how many normals you will draw? 2 normals. But this point, 1 normal. That's all you have to remember. H is greater than 2a or 4h minus 2a cube greater than 27a case. This is not important, this is important. Okay, number of normals. H is greater than 2a means it is 3 normals, you have to remember. H is greater than 2a means it is 3 normals. Okay, it is greater than 2a means it is 3 normals, you have to remember. Suppose I give example, y square is equal to, I will write it as 8x, the point is 10 comma 4. Listen here, the parabola given is of the equation, parabola equation is given as y square is equal to 8x. From the point 10 comma 4, how many normals you can draw? From the point 10 comma 4, how many normals you can draw? See here, this 8x I can write it as what? 4ax. So 4a will be equal to what? 8 correct na? So a will be equal to what? 2. Okay. So 2a will be equal to what? 4. Okay, 2a will be equal to what? 4. This x axis, x value is what? 10. So 10 is greater than 4, no? That means what? How many normals? 3 normals. This is the meaning of this. Like this they will ask the question. That time you should not panic, that's all. Okay. If it comes equals, how many normals? 1 normal. Okay, 1 normal. If it comes equal to focus, how many normals? 1 normal. If it is greater than that, how many normals? 3 normals. Clear? Understood? This is how they will ask the question. This is how they will ask the question. Clear? Shall we go to ellipse? What? Exhausted? Should I continue or what? We will go for ellipse. Clear with this? Okay, ellipse. So when it comes to ellipse, conic is said to be if its eccentricity is lying between 0 and 1. If it is lying between 0 and 1, and double degree regression, what I told you, delta should not be equal to 0 and h square should be less than 1. Sorry, h square should be less than ab. H square should be less than ab. That is what I told you in the beginning itself. Okay, standard equation of the ellipse is given like this: x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. And here we have two things, that is minor axis and major axis. Correct na? Minor axis and major axis. This is the thing. So here we will have what? This is major axis. This is what? A is greater than b. We will have 2 directrix. Okay, we will have 2 directrix. And foci, how many foci we will have? 2 foci. Okay, one is S, another one will be S dash. S dash. Okay, if it is like this, we will be having like this. This will be what? A less than b. A less than b. This is x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. This is the equation of the ellipse. This is the equation of the ellipse. Okay, standard equation of the ellipse. That is what I told you already. Okay, that is what I told you already. So when it comes to ellipse, certain things you have to remember. This we will take it as, suppose this is O, this is origin, 0 comma 0, this is focus S, this is S dash, this length this length of the lattice rectum is given by 2b square by a. Just a minute, I'm getting. Okay, so this you have studied in IPE also. Let me do it again. 2b square by a, length of the lattice rectum. And what about this one? This point, this directrix and this directrix. This will be what? This z will be a by e comma 0. Correct? No. This will be minus a by e comma 0. This z dash. This one will be minus a comma 0, and this one will be what is this? A comma 0. And what about this one? This x will be a by e. This x will be minus a by e, minus a by e, minus a by e. This s dash is given by what? Minus a e comma 0, and this s is given by a e comma 0, a e comma 0. This b is given by what is this? 0 comma what is this? b, and this is what? B dash is given by 0 comma minus b. Major is 2a, minor is 2b, and what about this ss dash? If I talk about ss dash, the distance between focus, if we talk about 2ae, zz dash, that is 2a by e, that is 2a by e. Okay, that is 2a by e. Okay, that is 2a by e. And when we talk about eccentricity, if a is greater than 1, like this one, eccentricity will become what? E square is equal to a square minus b square by a square, or you can also write it as what? B square is equal to a square into 1 minus e square. Okay, either this way or this way you can write it. If it is a is less than b, if a is less than b, you can write eccentricity as what? E square is equal to, what you will write down? E square is equal to b square minus a square by b square, or you will write what? You will write a square is equal to b square into 1 minus e square, 1 minus e square, b square into 1 minus e square. So this is the thing when it comes to ellipse. Hello? Hello? Third floor, local grandi, sir. Okay, let us resume. Okay, I'll take, thank you. కావాలా ಏನು So they will ask this one, SS distance between foci and distance between this one. What is it? What is this? They will ask this question. Remember this. Here A comma 0. There it is what? A by E. Okay, next thing. So these are all these things we have discussed. The focal distance of the ellipse x square plus y square b square. This is what? B plus EY1. B plus the focal distances of the ellipse x square plus a square plus y square. Okay, this is also not that important. See here. SP plus S dash P is equal to 2a. Okay. SP plus S dash P. So let P be any point on the ellipse and S, SD, S dash are the foci. Then SP plus S dash P is equal to 2a. That is what? 2a will get any point on the ellipse P. Okay. You draw SP and S dash P. You join the two foci to that point. How it will be? SP plus S dash P will be equal to 2a. Okay. SP plus S dash P will be equal to 2a. Okay. That is the sum of the focal distance is equal to length of the major axis. Major axis is what? 2a. Minor axis is also 2b only, but that will be a will be greater than b. Okay. So SP plus S dash P. So see here, if this is the ellipse, here foci is there, here S dash, here S is there. This is P means SP plus S dash P. SP plus S dash P is equal to what? The length of the major axis. The length of the major axis, please. This is what is the thing you have to note down. SP plus S dash P is equal to what? 2a. Okay. This notation same as the previous one. S1, XX1, YY1 minus 1. Okay. S12. S11 is equal to what? X1 square by A2, Y1 square by B square minus 1. So this will give us the actual length. This will give us the numerical value. This will give us the equation. This will give us the equation. Please make a note if you want. Otherwise, you can just substitute because we have done numerous times in the circle also. Okay, let us quickly run through it. Okay, this is the thing. Next one. Position of a point same as hyperbola, sorry, same as parabola. S11 is equal to 0 on the ellipse, S11 less than 0 inside the ellipse, greater than 0 outside the ellipse. Same as parabola, you can write it position of a point. Parametric coordinates, there you should write it in terms of t. Here you will write it in terms of a cos theta, b sin theta. Same like the circle, x is equal to a cos theta, b sin theta. At any point on the ellipse, s is equal to 0. Okay, a cos theta, b sin theta, you will get it. If center is h comma k, what you will do? H plus a cos theta, k plus b sin theta. Same like circles. Correct na? What you will do? H comma k. If it is not origin. Okay, if the ellipse is above the origin, h comma k, then what you will write? H plus a cos theta, k plus b sin theta. There you should write it as what? R plus you should write in circle. Here it is what? H plus a cos theta, k plus b sin theta. Most importantly, you have to remember what? A cos theta, b sin theta. But because why? Because in hyperbola it will come in terms of secant theta and tan theta. Parabola in terms of t, at square comma 2at. Okay. And ellipse in terms of a cos, it will come in terms of a cos theta, b sin theta. And when it comes to what is that? Hyperbola, it is secant theta, tan theta. X coordinate is what? Secant theta, y coordinate is tan theta. Okay, clear. Next one, position of a line with respect to an ellipse. The line y is equal to mx plus c. They are asking, will it cut the ellipse, if it just touch the ellipse, or it will just pass away from the ellipse. So for that, what we have the condition? We have the condition, if intersects the ellipse, if c square is less than a square m square plus b square. This a and b are what? That is the axis we will get, 2a, 2b. They are what? Major minor axis. You will get the value of a and b here. Okay. If c square is less than a square m square plus b square, it will intersect the ellipse. If c square is equal to a square m square plus b square, it will just touch the ellipse. Okay, it will just touch the ellipse. This we have done in straight lines also. Okay, so this is what? C square is less than a square m square plus b square. This is what? Intersect the ellipse. Equal, touch the ellipse. Is greater than, it will stay away from the ellipse. It will stay away from the ellipse. Okay, it will stay, does not meet the ellipse at all. Does not meet the ellipse at all. Clear? Does not meet the ellipse at all. This concept we have done in previous classes also. But here in ellipse, what you should remember? C square is less than a square m square plus b square. This is what? It is cutting the ellipse. C square is equal to a square m square plus b square, touching the ellipse. C square is greater than a square m square plus b square, it is does not meet the ellipse at all. Does not meet the ellipse at all. Understanding, Vaishnavi? Okay. Now tangent of an ellipse. Okay, tangent of an ellipse, what you will do? You will write ellipse is s is equal to 0 or s1 is equal to 0. At x1 y1 is what? You will write it as what? s1 is equal to 0. That is what? xx1 by a plus y1 by b2 a square plus b square. This is what? Is equal to 1. S1 equation, that is, be it circle, be it ellipse, be it parabola, be it hyperbola. What is the tangent equation? S1 is equal to 0. S1 is equal to 0. Next, equation of a tangent to the ellipse s is equal to 0 is given by y is equal to mx plus or minus a square b square, a square m square plus b square, where m is the slope of the tangent. Where m is given, when slope is given, what is the equation? This is the equation. This we have already used in one of the questions also. Okay, y is equal to mx plus or minus a square m square plus b square, a square m square plus b square. Okay, y is equal to mx plus or minus square root of a square m square plus b square. When slope is given, there it is what? A by m. Y is equal to mx plus a by m. Where in parabola? Here it is what? Y is equal to mx plus or minus, because both sides it will come. Okay, depending on the x-axis, positive x-axis or negative x-axis. Y is equal to mx plus or minus square root of a square m square plus b square. Square root of what? A square m square plus b square. Okay. Now equation of tangent theta to the ellipse. Okay, if it is given in angle theta is given. Okay, then x by cos theta plus y by sin theta is equal to 1. Okay, what you will write in terms of x? You will write it as what? X cos theta plus y sin theta. You will divide by a, you will divide by b equal to 1. Okay, x cos theta plus y sin theta. X cos theta by a, y sin theta by b is equal to 1. Okay. Same thing when it comes to the equation of chord of the ellipse having x1 y1 as its midpoint is s1 is equal to s11. Same we saw in parabola. In parabola also it is what? S1 is equal to s11. Solve that, you will get the equation. Equation of chord of the ellipse with midpoint at x1 y1. Equation of chord of the parabola with midpoint at x1 y1 is what? S1 is equal to s11. S1 is equal to s11. That's all. Same thing here also. So much commonalities are there. this one is highly important. See here, the equation of a pair of tangent to the ellipse from x1 y1 is what? S1 square is equal to SS1. This is unique, this is not there in parabola. The equation of pair of tangents to the ellipse from x1 y1. Okay, equation of pair of tangents. Here we are talking about pair of tangents. Okay, this is what? S1 square is equal to S into S11. S1 square is equal to S into S11. Okay, S1 square is equal to S11. Next one, from this question they were asked, important. They were asked question from here, AP also, Telangana also. So that is what? The product of the perpendiculars drawn from the foci on any tangent of the ellipse. On any tangent of the ellipse. Suppose see, this is the ellipse. Okay. Okay, if you take this as the ellipse, we will have two foci. This is S dash, this is S. Okay, there is a tangent here. Okay, there is a tangent here. If you draw a perpendicular from this foci, and if you draw a perpendicular from this foci, okay, let this be P1, let this be P2, perpendicular. P1, P2, if you find the product of P1, P2, from the ellipse x square y square, x square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1, if x axis is the major axis, the product is given by what? Semi-minor axis. Minor axis is what? Semi-minor axis square. Minor axis is what? 2b. Semi-minor axis is what? B. Semi-minor axis square is? Okay, sure. So this will become what? B square. Okay. So if A is the major axis, what we will get? B square. Don't remember semi-minor, major and all, don't worry. If A is the major axis, what you will get? B square. If it is like this, what you will write? B square. If it is like this, what you will write? A square. Product of the perpendiculars. Product of the perpendiculars is what? B square. If it is like this, x axis is the major axis. If y axis is the major axis, you will write what? A square. Remember this. Okay. Product of the perpendiculars from foci to where? To the tangents. From foci to tangents, product of the perpendiculars. That will be equal to what? B square. If it is like this, what is it? B square. If it is like this, A square. Okay. If it is like this, A square. Okay. Clear? Got it? Next thing. Director circle. Director circle. So see here, director circle and auxiliary circle. Let me do auxiliary circle, director circle together. Director circle, auxiliary circle together. What is it to get it? Okay. Okay, why all this? Why to worry so much? This we got ellipse, that is enough. From here we draw a circle. From here we draw a circle. Okay. And from here we draw one more circle which is bigger than this. Okay, which is bigger than this. Okay, which is bigger than this. Clear? Now what will happen is this circle which is touching the ellipse, this circle which is touching the ellipse is called as what? Is called as what? Auxiliary circle. Is called as what? This circle is called auxiliary circle. Auxiliary circle. Auxiliary circle. Auxiliary circle. This if you draw tangents, what will happen? If you draw tangents to what? Tangents to the ellipse. Tangents to the ellipse, we are getting perpendicular. And if it goes on like this perpendicular, that circle what we get? The locus of all those points which we get by circle. That is called as what? This is director circle. Okay, this is called director circle. Okay, director circle. This is director circle. Now, if they ask equation of the auxiliary circle, understood what is auxiliary circle? This is auxiliary circle, this is director circle. Director circle means what? In circles also we have studied perpendicular tangents. Tangents if you draw, if they are perpendicular, if you locus of all those points, you will get one more circle. That is what is called it as what? Director circle. This equation of the auxiliary circle is given by what? Is given by what? Auxiliary circle is given by what? It is given by x square plus y square is equal to a square. What about the director circle? This is given by what? X square plus y square is equal to a square plus b square. A square plus b square. This is important, you have to know. Auxiliary circle, director circle. Auxiliary circle, director circle you have to know. Okay. See, in hyperbola also it will come. What will happen? X square plus y square is equal to a square, fine. Here a square plus y square is equal to a square plus b square. There it will become what? A square minus b square. There it will become what? A square minus b square. Okay. It will become what? A square minus b square. Clear? There it will become a square minus b square. So, what is this? Auxiliary circle is what? X square plus y square is equal to what? A square. This is what? X square plus y square is equal to what? A square plus b square. Okay. That is what? Director circle. Okay. In circles what it will become? X square plus y square is equal to a square. For that circle what will this director circle? X square plus y square is equal to what? 2a square. Okay, 2a square. X square plus y square is equal to 10 means x square plus y square is equal to 2 into 10, 20. That is what? That is director circle. 2 into r square you have to do. Not 2r square. 2r whole square, it is not like that. 2 into r square. That is director circle. Clear? For the ellipse, the director circle equation is given like this. So, if it is given like this is the thing, no need to worry. This is the one task. Okay, auxiliary circle of an ellipse is the circle on the major axis as the ellipse as the diameter. Major axis is there, na? That if you take the diameter and do the circle, what circle you get? That is auxiliary circle. For the auxiliary circle, the major axis, entire major axis will become what? Diameter. That is 2a. If it is like this, 2b, that is minor axis. So that is what 2a if you take as a diameter, what you get? That is this one. Equation of normal. Equation of normal is given like this. Please make a note of it. Equation of normal, make a note of it. Equation of normal to the ellipse, please make a note of it. Okay, but if they are given in parametric form, equation of normal, written this one, write down first, equation of normal. A cos theta, b sin theta, that is parametric form. When they give it like this, what you will do? So see here, equation of normal at theta to the ellipse s is equal to 0 is ax by cos theta minus by by sin theta is equal to a square minus b square. Normal it will get what? A square minus b square. That is what? Ax by. Ax minus by, denominator cos theta, here it is sin theta. Ax by cos theta minus by sin theta is equal to a square minus b square for parametric form. Directly they can ask this. Directly they can ask this. Okay, directly they can ask this. Okay, next hyperbola is there. Shall we continue? We'll finish it off. No, huh? No. We'll complete it off. Then another 20 minutes is required, 10-15 minutes for hyperbola. PYQs I'll do tomorrow, don't worry. Okay, if you want some PYQs I'll do today itself. Let us see what we can do. Hyperbola we can complete. Because since you have known ellipse and parabola, hyperbola is fairly easy. See here, equation of normal to the ellipse is having slope form. Y is equal to mx plus or minus m into a square minus b square by square root of a square plus b square m square is called slope form of the normal. Slope form of the normal. If you want, make a note of it. Okay, otherwise leave it. Okay. Next we will go to hyperbola. Next we will be going to hyperbola. So see here, when we talk about hyperbola, so done. Can you go to hyperbola? Okay. So see here, listen. So hyperbola is a conic where we said this double degree equation, 2-degree equation, what it will become? So delta will not become equal to 0, and another thing, h square will be greater than AB. Here h square will be greater than AB. Okay, h square will be greater than AB, and a plus b is equal to 0. It will become what? Rectangular hyperbola. But here we are talking just about hyperbola. H square is greater than AB. H square is greater than AB. Okay. Now see here. So represents a rectangular hyperbola if it is a plus b is equal to 0. That is same thing. If it is a plus b is equal to 0, this will become a rectangular hyperbola, which I have told you already. Now let us have a look at the hyperbola, how it will be. So see here, there will be what? There will be here also, there will be two foci. This is S. This is S dash. This S is given by what? AE comma 0. And what about this? This is given by minus AE comma 0. Minus AE comma 0. This is A, and it is given by what? A comma 0 minus A comma 0. This is A comma 0. What about this? If we talk about this center, this one, this will be 0 comma 0 origin. I am taking origin. This will be Z and Z dash. Z and Z dash. This will be what? This will be A by E comma 0, and this will be minus A by E comma 0, minus A by E comma 0. This is what we will have. Okay, minus A by E comma 0. This is what we will have. So this will be what? Y is equal to minus B by E1, minus B by E1. This is equal to Y is equal to B by E1. Or leave it, this is not required. This is what we'll have. This B will be okay, this much is enough. So see here, this much is enough. Now this is one hyperbola we are having like this. Okay, so we are having like this. Suppose the hyperbola is like this, we can have an hyperbola like this also. Like this also we can have an hyperbola. Then everything will come like this. Will come like this. Okay, this is the hyperbola equation we have to love. Okay, this is what x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Where a square is greater than b square, then you will get it like this. When b square is greater than a square, you will get it like this. Okay, you will get it like this. Okay, this is the way you will get it. Now, if we talk about asymptotes, I will tell about asymptotes now itself. Now see here. Okay, let me tell about asymptotes after telling about conjugates. So this is one thing you have to remember. Now coming to this, the conjugate hyperbola. What is the equation of hyperbola? See, anyways you know this, right? You know this anyways when it comes to this figure. So x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 1 means normal hyperbola. If it is minus 1, conjugate hyperbola. This is conjugate hyperbola. Okay, this is conjugate hyperbola. Okay. So if you are having, for the normal hyperbola, if you are having E1 eccentricity, for conjugate hyperbola if you are having E2, 1 by E1 plus 1 by E2 square will be equal to what? 1. Okay, 1 by E1 square plus 1 by E2 square is equal to what? 1. So what is that? E1, E2. E1 is eccentricity of normal hyperbola. E2 is what? Eccentricity of conjugate hyperbola. Okay, eccentricity of conjugate hyperbola. Clear? Eccentricity of conjugate hyperbola. Clear? Eat, no problem. Okay, fine. Done. So next thing is, that is what I have told you already. Next notation S1, S11, S12, you know this notation, same thing. Okay, what you do, same thing you will do here. Parametric equation I told you, x is equal to a secant theta, y is equal to b tan theta. X is equal to a secant theta, y is equal to b tan theta. You have to remember this. X is equal to a secant theta, y is equal to b tan theta. You got to remember this. Fine. X is equal to a secant theta, y is equal to b tan theta. Make a note of it. This is the parametric form. There it is what? A cos theta, b sin theta. There it is what? In parabola, a t square comma 2at. Okay, a t square comma 2at. Done. Auxiliary circle. So in ellipse, auxiliary circle. So x square plus y square is equal to a square. Here also it is x square plus y square is equal to a square only. In hyperbola also auxiliary circle is what? X square plus y square is equal to a square. Okay, but when it comes to directory circle, here it is x square plus y square is equal to a square minus b square. It is what? A square minus b square. See, this hyperbola you will get similar to ellipse only. See here, x square by a square plus what is it? Y square by b square is equal to 1. But here if we might make it minus b, this will become what? Hyperbola. Correct na? Instead of plus, this will become minus b square. So auxiliary circle equation is what? X square plus y square is equal to a square, same as ellipse. So director circle, this is what? X square plus y square is equal to a square minus b square. I won't draw, I won't take that risk. X square plus y square is equal to what? A square minus b square. Okay, a square minus b square. Clear? A square minus b square. Got it? This one, a square minus b square. Make a note of it. Director circle, I already told you, a square minus b square. Okay, point of this one, this is completely reverse. S11 is equal to 0, it is a point on the hyperbola. S11 is greater than 0 inside the hyperbola. S11 is less than 0 outside the hyperbola. Okay, outside the hyperbola. Okay, if and only if S11 is less than or less than 0, it is less than 0 means it is outside the hyperbola, it is reverse. Parabola, ellipse, you remember, this one is reverse. Okay, this one is reverse. The equation of tangent P of x1 s1, s1 is equal to 0 is s1 is equal to 0. Okay, here tangent to hyperbola anywhere, it is s1 is equal to 0. S1 is equal to 0. So if theta is given, it is what? X secant theta minus y tan theta divided by a divided by b is equal to 1. That is what? Equation of tangent if theta is given. You write in parametric form. There what you wrote? Ax by cos theta plus by by sin theta is equal to 1. Here what you will write? X secant theta minus y by tan theta is equal to 1. Okay, please make a note of it. This is what? Tangent to hyperbola when theta is given. In slope form what will this be? Written this one, all of you. In slope form what will this be? In slope form this will be mx plus or minus square root of a square m square. There it was plus b square, it is, here it is minus b square. There it was what? Plus b square. In ellipse, here it is minus b square. There it was plus b square, here it is minus b square. Okay, clear? Plus b square, here it is minus b square. The product of the perpendicular to foci, that is what? B square. There also we learn b square. Okay, depending on the axis. See, if x axis is the major axis, b square. If y axis is the major axis, a square. Okay, product of the perpendicular to foci to tangent. Okay, next one, the equation of common tangent. The equation of common tangent is what? This one. The equation of common tangent is what? Plus or minus x plus or minus square root of a square minus b square. Plus or minus x plus or minus square root of a square minus b square. Equation of common tangent. The equation of common tangent. Okay, the equation of common tangent is this one. Y is equal to plus or minus x plus or minus square root of a square minus b square. You have to remember so many formulas. So take down parabola, take down ellipse, take down hyperbola, make short notes and write down the formulas which you have to remember, similar formulas, that's all. Normal to hyperbola. So this is normal to hyperbola at x1 y1, at x1 y1 normal to ellipse, normal to parabola at x1 y1, write down normal to ellipse at theta is given, normal to when slope form is given, write down, that's it. So this is the thing when it comes to normal to this thing, a square x by x1, b square y by y1 is equal to a square plus b square. Normal to hyperbola at x1 y1, normal to hyperbola at x1 y1. Normal to hyperbola when theta is given, a secant theta plus by tan theta is equal to a square plus b square. The equation of normal to hyperbola in slope form is y is equal to plus or minus m into a square plus b square by a square minus b square, same as that one, similar to that one. Here it will reverse, that's all. A square plus b square by a square minus b square. Clear? Done? Okay. Now we will go to asymptotes. So asymptotes means what? See here, asymptotes means, see here, asymptotes means, see here, a pair of asymptotes. So they will be what? They will be what? They will be touching the, they will become tangent to the hyperbola. They will become tangent to the hyperbola at infinity. Okay, they will become tangent to the hyperbola at infinity. This will not be curved like this. This will go on like this. This will go on like this. This one. This curve will go on like this. At some point they will touch. That is at infinity they will touch. They are called as what? Asymptotes. Okay, they are called as asymptotes. For this asymptotes, if you talk about, Okay, this x-axis and y-axis, this x-axis will become what? This x-axis will become transverse axis and this y-axis will become what? Conjugate axis. This x-axis will become what? Transverse axis and this y-axis will become what? Conjugate axis. Now if you talk about the asymptotes, equation of the asymptotes if they ask, it is given by x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 0. Is equal to 0. Equation of asymptotes. I am talking about asymptotes, and here y is given by plus or minus b by a. Plus or minus b by a, and y is given by what? Plus or minus b by a. And y is given by what? Plus or minus b by a. Okay. And product of perpendiculars. Product of perpendicular. Okay, let us take it down later. I think it is given. Now, angle between them. Okay, angle between them if you ask. Angle between them if you ask, I think 2 secant inverse of E, or you can also take it as 2 tan inverse of B by A. Angle between what? Theta. The angle between the asymptotes. This angle is theta. The angle between the asymptotes is given by what? 2 secant inverse of E or 2 tan inverse of B by A. 2 secant inverse of E or 2 tan inverse of B by A. That is what? Angle between the asymptotes. Okay, angle between the asymptotes is given by what? 2 tan inverse, 2 secant inverse of E or 2 tan inverse of B by A. Okay, 2 tan inverse of B by A. So asymptotes, equation of asymptotes important, x square by a square minus y square by b square is equal to 0. Okay. Next thing. So see here, the product of the perpendiculars from any point on the hyperbola to its asymptotes. There we saw what? Major axis means b square, minor axis means a square. Here it is what? Asymptotes. To asymptotes to hyperbola to asymptotes is a square b square by a square plus b square. A square b square by a square plus b square. Asymptotes of a hyperbola and its conjugate hyperbola are same. Asymptotes of a hyperbola and its conjugate hyperbola. So that means for this one asymptotes will be like this. For this one also asymptotes will be like this. Correct na? See, this is the hyperbola. For this asymptotes will come like this. For this is the its conjugate hyperbola. For this also asymptotes will go on and meet at infinity. So asymptotes of its hyperbola and its conjugate hyperbola are the same. So for this one you don't have to draw separate hyperbola. What is that? Asymptotes. For this if you draw asymptotes, same thing will be applicable for its conjugate also. And this is important, product of the perpendiculars drawn from hyperbola to any point on the asymptotes is what? A square b square by a square plus b square. A square b square by a square plus b square. Clear? Rectangular hyperbola, or also it is called as equilateral hyperbola. Rectangular hyperbola also it is called as equilateral hyperbola, because here a will become equal to b, or a plus b is equal to 0, or that is what you can say what? A square will become equal to b square. You cannot say a is equal to b, you can say what? A square is equal to b square, because a will become equal to minus b. A plus b will become equal to 0. If the hyperbola, if the length of transverse axis, that is 2a, is equal to the length of the conjugate axis, then the hyperbola is called a rectangular hyperbola or equilateral hyperbola. Here most important thing is eccentricity of the rectangular hyperbola. You have to remember root 2, highly important. Eccentricity of the rectangular hyperbola is what? Root 2. You have to remember this. Eccentricity of the rectangular hyperbola is what? Root 2. This is important. So some points about rectangular hyperbola. Okay, eccentricity is what? Root 2. The equation of asymptotes are y is equal to plus or minus x. Okay, y is equal to plus or minus x. Here I wrote something. Wait. The equation of asymptotes I wrote here. Here, just wait. So y is equal to plus or minus b by a into x. Okay, this should be our y is equal to plus or minus b by a into x. Either this equation or this equation. If you put the value of y is equal to this thing, you will get the same thing here. Okay, y is equal to plus or minus b by a is equal to x. This is for normal hyperbola. If it is rectangular hyperbola, y is equal to plus or minus x. The equation of what? Asymptotes, not the hyperbola. Equation of the asymptotes for rectangular hyperbola is what? Y is equal to plus or minus x. Y is equal to plus or minus x. Okay, y is equal to plus or minus x. The angle between the asymptotes is what? 90 degree. So there we had to find the angle. In normal hyperbola you have to find the angle. That is given by what? 2 times secant inverse of E or 2 times tan inverse of B by A. Here the angle in rectangular hyperbola, the angle will be what? 90 degree. Okay, the angle will be what? Angle between what? Angle between the asymptotes. The angle between the asymptotes will be what? 90 degree. Okay, the angle between the asymptotes will be equal to 90 degree. Okay, make a note of it. Rectangular hyperbola, sometimes they will give xy is equal to c square. This is also equation of what? Rectangular hyperbola only. Okay, this is also equation of what? Rectangular hyperbola only. Okay, suppose sometimes they give xy is equal to 4. Suppose sometimes they give xy is equal to 4. Okay, sometimes they give the hyperbola equation is given like this, xy is equal to 4. They will ask eccentricity. What you will write? Root 2. Xy is what? Xy is equal to 4 is c square. Xy is equal to 4 is what here? C square. So xy is equal to c square, that is representing rectangular hyperbola. Eccentricity will be equal to what? Root 2. Okay, eccentricity will here, eccentricity will be equal to what? Root 2. This is what? C square. C square is equal to 4. Okay, c square is equal to 4. Okay, so these are the things. So we have done all the concepts. Now we have to do the PYQs. Okay, but when it comes to PYQs, we will do it tomorrow. Okay, you have to do today. Okay, okay. Let us look at some easy PYQs. So see here. They asked 2024 AP the product of the perpendiculars from the two foci of the ellipse x square by 9 plus y square by b x square by y square by 25. See, they have asked May 2024 AP shift 2. They have asked. Okay, 21st May. The product of the perpendiculars from the two foci of the ellipse x square by 9 plus y square by 25 is equal to 1 and tangent on the tangent at any point on the ellipses. On the tangent at any point on the ellipses. The perpendicular, product of the perpendiculars they are asking. Okay, here the major axis is what? B square. B square is the major axis. B square is what? 25. So I should write what? A square. A square is what? 9. Answer. Very simple. Okay, very simple. Okay. So this is how you can solve this question. So within 10 seconds you can get the answer here. But you don't do the mistake here. Major axis is the vertical axis. Okay, vertical axis. That is 2b is the major axis. So like this they ask the questions. Look at this. The number of normals 2024 TS they have asked this question. The number of normals that can be drawn through the point 9,6 to the parabola y square is equal to 4x. Okay, it should not come. See, this will become what? Y square is equal to 4ax. So 4ax means what? We are given 4ax is equal to 4. So a will be equal to what? 1. Okay, a will be equal to what? 1. So what will happen? 2a will be equal to what? 2. So 2a will be equal to 2. So what about x here? X is 9. Okay, so x is greater than 2. That is 9 is greater than 2. That means what? How many normals we will have? 3. That is what I told you. So the number of normals will be 3. Very simple, using the concept. What I have told you, we did with respect to the normals to the, what is it? The parabola. Clear? Understood? Fine, then we will wind up now. Thank you. Tomorrow we will be doing remaining PYQs and we will be doing complex numbers and De Moivre's theorem and also mathematical induction and partial fractions. Simple topic. Fine? Thank you. I said I will end the class. I didn't ask you to move, right?